Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Talk Football Live. Is your usual co-host, the ABC crew, Ayo, Biedo, and Charles. And we've got Taiwo with us today. So we've got the ABC and T crew today.
Yes, sir.
Taiwo is here representing Chelsea. As always, you know what it means when you see the jerseys on the screen. It's an Arsenal versus Chelsea derby this weekend. You
Yep.
already know myself, Biero, and Charles, we belong to those two clubs. We brought Taiwo to join in the discussion today. You know this one is going to be spicy.
Yes, sir.
We already
Chelsea,
had some
Chelsea is
pre-chat, some pre-chat before this started. One team is challenging for the title. The other one maybe not so much. Taiwo has a reason why, and I want to hear that reason live on the recording. Taiwo, what's going on? You guys were
Yes,
world champions last summer. I
No, no, no,
thought
no,
some
no. We are still world champions.
we are still world champions. We are still world
Respect.
champions.
For the
So
next
Wait,
four
wait,
years.
okay, so the next
world
preseason
champions.
friendly championship is happening in 3 years from now. Okay.
Exactly.
maybe
So
you will qualify for it.
We
maybe.
don't we have our own preseason. We don't need our
No,
preseason.
maybe you qualify for it.
Okay. Awesome.
World champions. What's going on? You guys were in the title race for like one
The
week
time I
straight.
hear world
What
champion,
happened?
I can't believe.
So we were
Because
never
this
going to
was
be in the
supposed to be a
title
local
race,
league.
and that no, we're never going to be in the title race this season, right? Because the sporting directors did not make the recruitment they were supposed to, right? We needed and that team, even during the World Cup was missing experience. We have been saying it for multiple seasons. We
Yep.
need experience. We need world-class in certain positions. We understand the philosophy is to bring in young players. Okay, fine, but at the very least, experienced central defender, experienced goalkeeper, experienced striker. Give us those three positions, and let's see how far that team can go. And you're seeing it, right? In the summer, very briefly, they were linked with somebody like Semenyo, and or they opted for going to go and buy Garnacho and buy Gittins. Are you telling me that a Semenyo in that current Chelsea team would not have made a huge difference to our standing today? So we're seeing the result of the poor recruitment. And as I pointed out in the pre-chat, I said even with all of this, right, we've now dropped 19 points from winning positions, which is usually when you see players not be able to control games, is a sign of immaturity. And yes, Biodun was saying, oh, every team has that problem. But that's not accurate. Not every team has that exact same problem. And you mentioned Arsenal had this problem. Yeah, what did Arsenal do to solve the problem? They went to go and buy experienced players, experienced world-class players. They went to go and buy Declan Rice. They went to go and buy players like Gabriel and all these players. They bought players that have done it before. They bought Zubimendi that have many years of experience. So again, Chelsea has not done that. And you can look at the average age of both teams to see the difference in maturity and how they handle games. So again, as I said, yes, I fault the recruitment. I fault how the team was prepared, but we're not as far off as people believe that we are. It just takes a couple more additions of the right kind of players for this team to be very good.
I agree.
Can
I
I?
agree.
Of course you
Okay.
can.
Beyond, go ahead.
Again. Wait, did you bring this guy on to gaslight us? Or because this is gaslighting. All
Okay.
right. Ayo, we need to start fact checking on this recording.
Well, fact check now. Fact
Because,
check what you want to check.
like, okay, man, I don't even know where to start. But let me start
Start from
somewhere.
the beginning.
No, I can't because I'm trying to eliminate everything you put into my brain right now. So, welcome, Taro, by the way. I was just messing with you. He talked about the recruitment was wrong. Sir, you guys have been one of the richest club in EPL since the 2000s, right?
Uh-huh.
Recruitment and money are
You
not the
don't need to
same thing.
respond. You don't need to respond.
They're not the
I'm just
same
going to
thing.
call out the fact to you. You've been one of the richest club in EPL.
Uh-huh.
Funding is not your problem.
Mm-hmm.
Buying the wrong player is not an excuse. So don't bring that here, right? You're not cash struck. You're not teams that are struggling to go to the market and compete. You
Mhm.
have the funds to compete and get Semenyo if you wanted Semenyo. You decided to go for who you wanted to. As a matter of fact, you have the biggest score in the entire world, not Europe. You have like 67 players, right? And you buy them and you send them anywhere you want, and you go and take them back when you need them. Like you brought Sa back from the French league. So you have that. Do not give us the excuse of whatever. The problem of recruitment is on you, is on your team. The same squad that won you your preseason World Championship, you are now telling us that the same squad is struggling to compete in your local league. Think about that. World champions failure in local league. Just think about that, if that makes sense to you.
Tournament is very different from league.
Then you said you don't have, listen, then you said you don't have experienced players on your team to help out with the young boys. Reece James, experienced or amateur? Yes or no? Reece James, experienced or amateur?
You say fairly is what, 26?
Wait.
Okay. So now it's stage.
Don't even respond to that. Let him finish.
Okay. Don't respond, but I'll call it out so that everybody can respond when they are watching this video. Reece James, experience or not? I choose experience. If you like, pick amateur. Casido, experience or not? 100 million, right?
23-year-old.
Hey, you said you respond, so don't respond. Wait, Casido, 100 million player, right? To me, you don't buy an amateur for 100 million, right? I move. Pedro Neto, EPL tested. What class or not? You can answer that. To me, that's an experienced player. Hold on. The lab. Tested in EPL, score goals. You catch him. Bring him into your slave camp. He's not experienced enough. Joao Pedro, EPL tested. Brighton, score goals, right? You carry him. Bring him. Wait for this one. Fernandez, the one that behaves like tout on the field. World Cup winner with Argentina. Is not experienced enough. Tell me, I already gave you half of your squad. Half of your starting 11. Cucurella, European champion, right? Playing on the left side is not world class. Sorry, please, you don't say that here. So the kids on your team are pretty much 40 to 50%. You have national team players, national team captains, former World Cup winners, European winners, and entirely World Championship winner with medal, with peace award, with the #1 president in the entire world, right? So please don't give us that excuse. Now you now talk about Arsenal. That is where I don't like the lies. Sir, Saliba was bought when nobody knew him. We sent him on loan. We gave him time, we developed him. We want to learn how to develop players. We did not buy Saliba for that kind of price. We developed him. Gabriel, he's been with us. He came from France. He's been with us for 6-7 years. We gave him time. We developed him. Saka, homegrown. We stopped selling our key players, right? The players that we bought were Declan Rice, and it's not a defender because you said defenders. It's not a defender. It's a defensive midfielder, right? We bought him. Subimendi, we bought him 51 million. Cheaper than how much you paid for Joao Pedro, how much you paid for Delap. That's how much you bought Subimendi was 51 million.
That's not true. Delap was cheaper than that.
Like I said, we need to start fact checking. Subimendi was 51 million. Joao Pedro, Delap, 60s. So go check very well.
Delap was not 60 million.
Okay, all right, I want to give it to you. I want to give it to you. Right? So let's leave down.
Let your Arsenal fan check to you
Trossard was less
Delap.
than 20 million. Listen, Trossard was less than 20 million. We acquired him 9 minutes, 2 Januaries ago. Martinelli grew up, right? We got him for less than 10 million when we got him. So Gyökeres is probably one of the most expensive that we got. So when you look at the squad, these are boys, and I'm going to go back to 2022-2023 season. Listen, 2022-2023 season. They are as young. They were actually the youngest team, and they finished second. I told Ayo many years ago, this team is not. When you talk about immaturity, go to Arsenal 2022-2023. That was the team that was growing. So when you want to talk about young boys, that was that team. They had another year, 2023-2024. They competed again, second. It's the same squad. Go check them. We didn't lose anybody. The only person we lost was Shaka. And people like Rob Holding. And people like Lokonga, and Tafares, right? Because they were not good enough. Those were the people that, and the guy that was spent 70 million, which I call scam, Pepe. Those are the people who, everybody else are they're still around. So we gave them time with them. What I'm trying to tell you is that please Find another excuse. You have a very good squad. You have money. You have a manager that you sacked to bring in a senior man, right? So you have all the recipe to make a good menu. Thank you.
So which club
All
is the
right.
which club is the youngest club in EPL right now? Average age.
Chelsea is actually one of the top, the youngest squad.
Yeah.
Chelsea is one of them.
Okay. So does that
Chelsea,
not play
Chelsea is the
into
youngest.
Taiwo's point?
That's what I'm saying. He's trying to
That's
blame
Bill's
there
and
as
that's
the
how
reason why
young
you are
team was
behind.
able to compete for the title. Why is
No,
Chelsea not doing
hold
the
on.
same thing?
Hold on.
Because age is not
2023, Arsenal team was the youngest and they
Hold
finished
on.
second.
No, that is a lie. That
So-
is a lie. Gabriel
Check
was
it. Just check
no,
it.
that's a lie. That is a
Okay,
lie.
let me bring the point together. You guys are all right, and I'll tell you why you're
You
all
are
right.
Jorginho, you have Partey, you have Jorginho,
Wait,
you have
wait.
Partey,
Let me
you
land.
have
Let me
Smith
land.
Both of
Rowe.
us cannot be right at the same time.
All these guys, you are forgetting them.
Let me land. Here's the thing. There was something we said before we started recording that I'm going to bring back to back up the point, to wrap it up. The fact is, the Arsenal squad of 2022-23 were just as young as the Chelsea squad of now. That made fourth last season, that is pushing for fourth this season.
They were not younger.
No, let's assume they were
younger,
let's assume
but
they were
that's
even the
fine.
same.
You don't need to assume, just check it.
Wait,
Keep
let's
talking.
assume they were even
Yeah,
the same.
I'll check it.
I'll bring you the fact. Keep
Okay,
checking.
why you guys are checking?
It's not-
Let's assume they were even the same age. The point is that Arsenal team did not win the title. This Chelsea team is not winning the title.
Oh,
Whether
that's
you
where
were
you wanna
second,
land, okay.
whether we were fourth. The point is, and it is the point I'm trying to bring up from, when you are second, third, fourth in EPL, you are getting the same thing. You are all qualifying for Champions League. So until one of us wins the trophy, I don't think anybody has an upper leg over another. So your Arsenal squad, your Arsenal young squad of 2022-23 did not win the league. Chelsea's squad of 2025 did not win the league
Since
either.
you like to
Okay.
argue,
Let
that,
me
since
finish.
you like to
Let me
argue,
finish.
can I
Let me
share my screen
finish.
with you?
Yes.
Let me finish.
So Arsenal's average age was 25 years.
No, Charles, you don't need to go that far. I wasn't complaining, Charles. I wasn't complaining about.
Wait, let me finish though. Let me finish.
He was the one using.
Hold on. Let Charles land his point.
Let me
Hold on,
land.
let Charles
No,
land.
he said they were younger. Your
Hold on,
squad
hold on,
was your
Charles.
average age
No, I
was
wanna hear
25
that.
years
Hold on,
and
Charles.
52
Charles, land
days.
your point.
No, but I need
Charles,
Taiwo's
land your
point.
point.
Taiwo, go ahead.
He said your average squad was younger, which is not true. No,
He was the youngest. I want to show you. Are you ready?
Your average
said they were
your
younger.
average age was 25 years and 52 days. Current
When?
Chelsea, 22-23 season.
22-23.
Yeah. Overall squad for Chelsea is 24.4 right now, 25 to 26.
And they
That's
were
over a
even
year.
younger.
Can I show you? You see, you
So
are.
the overall point is this: your squad was not younger. You understand? Now, let's even assume they were the same age. That's my own assumption. Let's assume they were the same age, even though that's not true. The point is, we both did not win the league or have not won the league in our competitive years. No matter how much you say you are competing for the league, you've not won it. So until you cross that line over, no one has an upper leg over the other.
Yeah,
So
and that's why I don't understand why they be
We
talking like
are missing the
authority.
point.
As
That's
if
what I'm saying.
they're
This
talking about like
argument, that's not the argument, Charles. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
the argument is performance and results.
Charles, that was not the argument. You're missing the point. I am not arguing against young squad being successful. He was the one that brought it up as an excuse to where
and
Chelsea is today.
And I'm standing
yes,
You understand
standing
me?
on it.
I don't care about that.
And
Charles.
your 22-23 squad proves that point.
Can I show
The fact that you need experience in the squad. Your 22-23, no matter how good they were, proves
That's what
that
he's saying.
because you lacked that experience, you cannot compete. And that is exactly the same thing we're saying. If you want to criticize our sporting directors for recruiting wrong, that's a very valid point. They have not made the required investment in the squad for experience and world-class players in certain positions to take us from that 2023, from how you were in
So what are your
2023
sporting
to how you are
directors
now.
trying to do?
Hold on. I want to give him additional points. If you just give me a minute. Number one, I just want to level set. I was not the one that brought up this issue of young squad.
It doesn't matter who brought it up.
No. It matters.
You followed up by arguing against it. So go ahead.
Charles, hold on. It matters because the point I'm trying to make is his point is not valid. Why is it not valid?
It is, and 22-23 is valid.
So I want to give you another. You want to talk about they didn't win. Well, they won FA Cup.
We've won. We're world champions.
Yeah, bro, you can
You said the young squad didn't win
tournament
anything.
football.
I want to
Tournament
correct that. Hold on. No.
We won Conference League.
Wait.
Tournament football is very different from league. You know this. You follow football. There are two different beasts. Any luck of the draw can happen. You can get what it takes to win a tournament. Very different from a league. Very, very different.
The point is, Gordon,
You know this. There's no point arguing about this. You know that
we both haven't won the league, which is the litmus test, if I put it that way. So until
your guy is moving around.
What you keep saying, Towers fans don't value.
No. It's moving around the bush. First, it was the young squad. I just told him that's not an excuse.
It is an excuse, though.
Again, no.
Please chime in because I feel like you are getting it and he's not getting it.
No. It's not apples to apples. So if you really want to compare apples to apples, right? I've just showed you. You're refusing, and I will share to you. It's actually 24.6. I have it right there if you want to see it. That was the youngest squad in 2022-2023 season.
No, I don't know which internet you're using. But I don't know.
You want to see it? You want to see
it? I want to see it. Please, I want to see it. I can see my own too.
There you go.
Oh my God, this is serious. 24.6, 24.3. Let's just say about this thing.
Okay. All right. Back to my point, right?
Yeah.
Chelsea's squad is even way bigger, right? So if you want to get into the details, we're talking about the age. We're talking about how big the squad is. What killed Arsenal was squad depth, right? So the squad size of Chelsea has always been bigger over the years. The squad depth of Arsenal in 2022, you can check all these things. I'm not fabricating. I'm just telling you.
But that doesn't mean anything.
So when you now say
on the bench, no,
there is age and there is squad depth. So you have to consider those things together. But anyway, we can move on. But I think I've made my point.
All right. I think
you made your point. I just want to say you made your point, but I think you're still saying Taiwo's point is not valid, and that's why I disagree with you.
I think it's an excuse. That's what I'm saying. Like,
okay, so here's where I'm going to. Wrap up.
Not to compete.
Excuse or no excuse. I think what Charles said is true. The fact of the matter is, Arsenal didn't win the league. Chelsea is still not winning the league. End of story. But on Sunday, we're playing each other. Right?
Let's get it.
So let's get into that. And I'll start with you people. Is age going to be an excuse on Sunday to not collect?
No. This one I'm really going to dig. No, I'm really going to dig deep in this. Last point on that one. The same squad that is claiming that is the youngest. I just counted half of that team as experienced and what class. You cannot say that.
What is world class?
Hold on.
I just called out James. I just called out Pedro Neto. I just called out Enzo Fernandez.
Those are who you're calling world class?
No. You cannot come here and hide it when we have facts.
Hold on. We are going to Sunday. Forget the fact. We are going to Sunday.
He said on the show that they had no experience. That is not true. And I need to
do like this.
No, I don't think that is wrong.
I don't think Taiwo will agree that they don't have experience. Is it true?
He said it. He said that
they have the youngest squad. He can't say that team doesn't have.
I said they have the youngest squad, but
that's what he said. Charles Erding.
Did I?
Okay, you see. Okay, interesting.
Moving on to Sunday, Charles. I want to hear from you. Young squad or no young squad?
I'm just joking.
You guys are coming to the Emirates on Sunday. What do you expect?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking you, Charles.
You're asking me?
Yeah, world champions are coming to the Emirates.
They are world champions. It's a local league. It's cheap for them.
So, do you want me to predict or you want me to break down? Which one do you want?
I want to hear your breakdown of the game. We're breaking down the game.
Yeah. So, you guys already know, and I'll keep bringing it up. Biodu hates hearing it, but I'll keep bringing it up. Taiwo, you won't like to hear this. But from the beginning of the season, I predicted Arsenal will win the league. I've stood by it all season. Biodu doesn't understand that when prediction and expectation are two different things, which I always bring it up. I need you to get it, Biodu. I'm predicting you guys will win the league. Doesn't mean I
Are we
want
beating
you
you
to
on
win.
Sunday? Because that's not what the question I asked you.
No, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm
You
getting there. I'm getting
see
there.
how you like to dance
I'm
around? I'm not
getting
gonna say
there.
anything.
You gotta run before you walk, right? I mean, you gotta walk before you run. So the point is, regardless of what happens on Sunday, I still think Arsenal will win the league. That's
But
what
we're
I'm trying to
talking
do.
about
That.
Sunday.
But for Sunday, a lot of things can happen. Sunday's game is one of those games that can go either way. You understand?
What is
Now,
your expectation though of what
I'm
happens?
expecting a very, very brutal game, almost as brutal as the first one, although this is not Maresca coaching. So it's going to be more tactical than aggressive, if you know what I mean. I expect the midfield battle to be intense. The likes of Caicedo, Rice. The talk of Caicedo versus Rice was big in the first leg, before the first leg. Right now, it may not be as big, but I think it will show more because we've faced each other before. We faced each other 3 times this season.
That's what I was gonna say. It's been 3 games this season
3
between
games.
the teams.
And Arsenal has had
You
the
won
upper
all
leg
the 3
in
games.
those 3 games.
No,
Now,
you won. Chelsea won all the 3 games.
huh?
Chelsea won all the 3 games.
As I was saying, Arsenal have had the upper leg in those 3 games. I think this weekend is going to be different. I am not saying Chelsea is going to win the game, but I'm also saying Arsenal is not going to win the game. So I expect the midfield
So what are
battle
you
to be very
saying?
intense. I expect the midfield battle to be very intense. But at the end of the day, I expect Arsenal to draw points. So, in other words, I'm predicting a draw. Now, there are so many aspects where you can look for, but I'm looking at the midfield battle, which I mentioned earlier. I'm looking at how much our defense will perform because Chalobah Fofana seems to be the best combination, but Fofana is not going to play that game. So, and I don't expect Tosin to be the backup. I'm still not sure who the backup is going to be. Who's going to play along with
Probably sir.
Probably Sir. And
Did they
so
play your
far,
last game? Did they play your last game? Has
He
it
came
played?
in-
Has
he
it
came in
played?
after-
Has it played for
yeah,
Chelsea?
he came in.
Yeah,
he came
played the
after
game
Chelsea.
before.
I mean,
No. This season, has it played for Chelsea?
Yeah, he came.
Yes.
He came. He played the full. He
He
played
came
90
in.
minutes in the game before.
Yes,
He
the answer
played
is
the
yes.
full game?
Yeah,
When
the game before.
the
He
last
played,
game.
Yeah, played. Yeah.
He has played. So the thing is, so here's the thing. Sarr to me is still unpredictable. I've seen flashes, and I think he's very decent. I hope he is. That's why they brought him back. But I don't know how his relationship with Chalobah is going to be. I don't know what to expect from Chelsea defense. So that's the weakness. It's going to be a decent midfield.
Tell us about injuries. Is your team fit? Because I've seen Hato start at center back. I think that's what Rosinho did. I don't remember if it was the first or second leg of the Carabao.
Yeah, but Cucurella is injured. Cucurella is injured.
Okay.
James is
shaky.
Shaky. We're not sure whether he's going to
James is going to play.
So I know. I mean, he played what 100 games or something, close to 100 games without getting injured. This since last season.
So they're managing.
So he seems to be better now with the injuries. Just a knock like last couple of. He played last game. Yeah, he played last game. But it's like they're managing him. So that one is question mark on if he's going to play. Those are really the big 2 misses.
The big 2 misses. But let me wrap my point real quick. I think the midfield battle is going to go on from start to finish. I don't see anyone subduing each other. The issue is going to be in the defense. You guys have the better defense on paper because you have Gabriel and Saliba. They've been playing together for years. They know each other. We, on the other hand, we have an unpredictable defense in Sarr coming in for Fofana. So Sarr and Chalobah, or it may be Ato. It may be what's the young guy's name? Akipong. We don't know. We don't know who's going to play.
Yeah.
You understand?
And he's so shaky.
Yeah, because of that unpredictability, I think you guys have a chance. You're going to score, no doubt. But up front, João Pedro is on form right now. And I'm not just putting it on him. I also think the front players like Enzo Fernandez, Palmer is back. I think last game, he had some lapses, which I expect him to fix in the next game against you guys. So we are like coming in. It's not vengeance because Carabao is gone. But we have something to prove, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Chelsea have something to prove. We all know they are against you guys winning the league because, there's the London beefs, the derby. So we have something to prove. Defense is shaky. You know that defense is strong. And I guess you have something to prove too. You can't afford to lose this game. I actually think it's a bigger game for Arsenal than Chelsea because if we lose this game, we can win 2 more and still make our top 4. So, Arsenal
Top
losing
five.
this game may end the season run for them because if City doesn't lose. So, it's a bigger game for Arsenal. That pressure is going to play on Arsenal. On Chelsea, the shakiness of the defense, the uncertainty of the defense will play on Chelsea. Midfield battle will be interesting. I expect a draw.
Okay. Biero, give me your analysis of the game. I know you were very disappointed with the team after that Wolves game, and you've pretty much written up the season for us, but still doesn't change the fact that Arsenal is going to play, 11 more games until the end of the season. Tell me what you're expecting from the game against Chelsea.
I have no expectation of the squad for the rest of the season. So Wolves was
They're the speakers.
was the final decision for
The
me.
fan. Speak as an analyst.
Again, I've been saying it. It's not about the tactics or the players. They have players that can win anything. They have a very good team. That's the fact. It is the mentality that I keep questioning, and that's what I've been saying, and I want people to understand. I am judging them based on their mentality. You don't have to turn up when you are down to the wires. I don't like that kind of mentality. Turn up all the time and prevent all these embarrassments. Like Wolves game, Brentford game, those were disappointing games. Even if I could take Brentford, Wolves was unnecessary. You do not have a league leader playing like that. That's not the right mentality. And it's not just an ordinary team chasing you, it is City chasing you. You don't do that. By now, it should be out of sight, right? So it is their own making, it's their own problem. It's not that they can't play. They have, if you put all those players one-on-one, Chelsea cannot stand. That's the fact. But the mentality is the problem. They are forced to play and still be competitive, and that's why they played against Tottenham the way they did. Now that they've had some rest, you will see that again. You will see them in the next game not playing and not taking it seriously. You have to do that. And it comes back to your belief. It comes back to how mentally strong you are, and it comes back to your energy. If Chelsea shows up and demonstrates higher energy, they have a chance. See, I'll tell you what the problem is, which I think if they don't overcome, the game will not go well. They are playing at home. They have lost the fans. So it's going to be very scary for them. They're going to have to play against their home fans on Sunday against Chelsea. That's the problem they are facing. That's what I've been trying to tell
lost
people.
The fans, though? You think they've lost the fans?
Yes, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah. After beating Spurs, you got the fans back.
Let me see. That's the thing that you people are not saying.
Yeah, hold on. Let Biodun explain. I want to hear Biodun.
Before Wolves, go and watch all their home games, right?
Mm-hmm.
They struggled with the fans. The fans were afraid to go all in. And you've seen Arteta many times calling out for home support in games that we should not be begging for home support. He knows it. Why? It's because of the last 3 seasons. You've broken the hearts of the fans. And I've said it. I said it on that day that they drew Wolves, that if they ever want to win that league, to me, I called it. I think it's done. But if they ever want to turn it around and win the league, they have to do it without the fans. They have to go win the league without the fans, and that way they buy back the confidence of the fans. The fans refuse to be all in since they lost the title to City back to back, and they try to support them against Liverpool. They got disappointed again. You've broken the hearts of your fans too many times, and you've lost them. The only way to regain it is win this league without them. And when you do that, they support you. A quick example is Anfield until this season. Anfield just knew, the fans just knew that this is our home and you're not going to disappoint us. The game against Man United was a wake-up call. You could see the fear in the stadium, and they couldn't handle the fear. So when they go out and play, it helps them because they can play their game and they can do better, right? So now they're playing Chelsea. Even watch the second leg of the Carabao. The fans were very quiet until the very dying minute, but they were afraid that things would go wrong. Until people like Saliba and Gabriel went to the fans and start asking for support and chanting them up. That's the problem. You people don't see that, but that fear is really strong with the crowd. So this one against Chelsea, just watch. since they left Highbury and moved to Emirates, it's been like that. It's been like that because we haven't won anything major since we left Highbury. So that's a challenge. So the remaining 10 games, they will have to play that with fans that are 60 or 70% locked in. And that's the challenge.
Beyond a quick yes or no question.
Just
Do you
know
think they
that
have the capacity to do it without the fans?
What did you say?
Do you think they have the mental capacity to do it without the fans?
I don't think so. I don't, Wolves was it for me.
no,
And you know what's funny though? You know what's funny? Somebody called out something to me which I even missed. He said that mental breakdown started happening from December. Go and watch the games from when they lost November when we lost to Aston Villa first leg. That was where I started suspecting them. So the game has been like this. It's been like this. It's been like you were seeing some gaps in terms of just not going all the way and play like leaders, right? We'll be struggling with that confidence thing, right? Especially when we then don't have key players, right? Like Wolves game, go and check Wolves game. Trossard kicking ball to the sky. It does not make any sense. He's an attacker. He should be attacking, right? Rice afraid to go forward. No, that's fear.
yeah,
Right?
I wanted to hear your point because I think it's very obvious, and I think for me that's personally been an issue for me with Arsenal fans this season. Right, we've led the league most of this season, and I think it even comes from the fans, right? That even we're still ahead, but fans don't have that confidence that we'll see it through, and you see that online every time we drop points. It's not just
Yeah,
the
but
rival
but
fans
it's
who are
hard to blame them now. It's hard to blame them. It's trauma, right? It's
and
like
that's and
here we
that's
go.
that's
Exactly.
that's the point Biodun is
Exactly.
making.
Yeah,
That's the point
it's like
Biodun
here
is
we go
making is
again.
that
Yeah,
That's
we
the point I'm
lost the
making.
fans to an extent because the fans no longer believe that you have what to do. So every time you drop points, it looks like we're going back to the trend that the Arsenal fans have been experiencing. So yeah,
I mean,
that's a good
you
point.
dated a
But
girl. You dated a girl, and the girl left you 3 times. You're gonna be afraid for the fourth dating.
Why
It's
you let it happen 3 times? After she
and,
left you
yeah.
the first time,
and
where
then
did you go
it
back?
chop breakfast 3 times.
Not
Which of
breakfast
the
three
first one?
times. You're gonna be like, hey, when is this breakfast coming?
Taiwo, I want to hear from you. You come
Yeah.
to the
So
Emirates Sunday.
yeah.
Tell me
So
what.
So for me, like I'm a bit nervous about that game. One, because same thing that Charles mentioned, the defense. Like I have serious question marks about our defense. We saw it in the last 2 games. Defense making stupid mistakes, allowing a free header for the most dangerous person on the opposition, the most dangerous header on the opposition team. Nobody marking a free header. Game before, you people playing ball between yourselves instead of just booting the ball, or waiting for them to call handball instead of just booting the ball out and waiting for red to go. So schoolboy stuff. And I still don't think like attacking wise, Arsenal has it figured out in terms of like creating from open play. But despite that, and even with corners, if we are defending corners the way we have for the last couple of games, we're in for big trouble. So that being said, if we can figure it out on the defensive end, another injury I missed out on, which I think is very important, is Estavo. He has not played. He didn't play last game, and I think he's exactly the kind of player that we need against an Arsenal team because just just the X factor it provides is going to give people like Palmer more space to operate, João Pedro more space to operate, and it's going to give Saliba and Gabriel more things to worry about. They're going to be keeping an eye over that shoulder just in case he beats his man. So I think that's going to be an interesting part. So that being said, like Charles, I think a lot will depend on how we start that game. If we start it on the front foot, I think we're going to make the fans nervous, which in turn will make the players nervous. And I can see us getting a draw from that game. On the other hand, if we come there and we're just sitting back like we did after we got the red card in last game, if we play that way, I think we're going to get rolled over. And then the last part, which I think is extremely important and is kind of annoying to even have to be saying this, but if we don't get a red card, then there's always a chance. But I have to say it because it's such a prevalent thing and such a stupid thing that I don't understand why it hasn't been figured out all of this time, and that's a real concern, right? Because it very well can happen. And then I think you guys have some injuries. I think Saka went out last game. I don't know if he's fit. You know, with Saka, I can never tell the guy will be carrying his leg on his shoulder, and then next game he's walking up and down, ready to play. So I think a lot will depend on who you have missing as well. I mean, my preference would be for some of those guys not to play to give ourselves a chance, but we'll miss somebody like Cucurella, like playing against Saka. Like I don't have the same confidence in like a Hato or somebody playing against Saka. I think you miss that a bit of that know-how that he brings. So all in all, I think all things considered, I would say like I still think if we avoid a red card, we can. I think it will end in a draw.
Can I can I add to this? So I actually think I know what your defense will look like. But before I go, I have a question to you and Charles. Do you think your coach, senior man, is going to do the same thing he did with the Carabao second leg? Or is just going to play your, regular football? Is going to come with that defensive approach like he did?
I think my thought is I think he will.
I think he will, yeah.
I think you
will do it again because it worked.
Yeah. I mean, it worked till it didn't work. You understand? So it worked till it stopped working. But the thing is,
no. For the league, it will work because a draw is fine. If the game ends up at the draw,
but we didn't get a draw against you.
We don't need to go to extra time.
We didn't get a draw against you in the Carabao. That's the point.
No. Second leg.
But you have to push. You have to,
right? The second leg, he almost
commit.
Right? He told them to now attack when you guys
commit. You have to change your shape.
Get a single goal.
No, I'm agreeing with you guys. What I'm saying is this. That's why I made the statement. It's worked till it stopped working. So
it didn't stop working. It didn't stop working. It changed the system to chase a goal.
What
Bjorn is saying is that he can actually keep it the same for 90 minutes.
Yeah, because he needed a goal. So you have to change it.
You have to change it.
So is he going to do it for 90 minutes this time?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this one, he would rather take a draw than another loss. So it would rather like, okay. You see what I'm saying?
Realistically, here's how I see it. It will start. It will start that way. I think it will change it at some point for one reason or the other. Because if we start that way and we score.
So I'll tell you where I'm going with that.
Okay, go ahead.
If you were him and you have this injury concerns, like your key players will not be available. The other key player that you will need that might not be available, I think he's had like 2 weeks to rest, which is your Medicare patient, is Reece James. If Reece James is available, then it's good. I mean, when the guy plays one game, he needs like 2 weeks to play another game, right? That's the fact.
No, he has turned the corner on that now.
Yeah, he has really improved.
He has turned the corner.
So tell me the last back-to-back game.
He has never played He has not played.
Not the last time he played back-to-back games.
No, he has. No, he did. He did like last month. He did. Last month he played 2 games. Yeah. And I'll pull it up for you. I'll give you some time. I'll pull up the 2. He did.
Yeah.
No, he did. Trust me. Trust me, he did. Because I had this argument with somebody recently, and I said he played 2 games back to back, and they were not a week apart.
He did.
Because me, I was very surprised. I'll get you the name of the games.
Why you get that? So, Bjorn, to answer your question, I think it's going to start that way. The question is, how long is he going to hold that? Because at some point, he may have to change it.
So let me tell you.
Because we score or we concede. Either way, we'll have to tweak it.
I'll tell you my theory. This game, Arsenal need 3 points more than Chelsea need 3 points.
Yeah.
Just trying to get into Rosinho's head. He has the opportunity to play that way because he knows that it's different now. Arsenal need to score. Arsenal have to come out. Arsenal have to come out and look for goals. So he would rather play that way and force Arsenal to come out because he knows that we are the one chasing 3 points and we need the goals. So the
but isn't that counterintuitive? If you play that way Don't you force Arsenal to sit
No,
back?
hear me out. Because when he played, what he did that game was, even though it was 5 defenders, you guys pressed ahead. You pressed up front. So it was a very high block, right? You guys pressed us, right? Which is what you did to PSG. What you did to PSG to win that, your world champion, that was basically what they wanted to do. So that you press, we lose the ball, then they score. So each time they do that press, they gain the ball on a mistake or whatever, high press, they win, they score. Right? That's the plan. We're lucky because we had a very, not say lucky too, we're disciplined too, because that game, Arsenal were very, very disciplined. They were very disciplined to not concede with the few chances that Chelsea had. So I think it's going to press high. And I'm telling you this, that if I were Rosino, I would put somebody on Subimendi, right? I'll press.
But if Rosino is pressing high, I think Ateta is going to press high too, because Ateta needs to win.
No, no, that's the problem. So when you press high, if Ateta doesn't start Martinelli and Saka, I am just telling you that then he's not planning to attack like that. Look for the loopholes. If it's not Reece James, if it's one of these kids, and that's why I think your defense will be Chaluba, Archibong, Gusto, and Hato.
Okay, so sorry. So James started against Crystal Palace and then started against Napoli 3 days later.
Champions League.
Yeah, okay. But no. So
yeah. Then did he play the next EPL after Napoli?
No, but I'm telling you, like he played.
Won.
You said he hadn't played games.
But more of EPL games. More of EPL games are very demanding. They get playing Serie A. You know what? Only one of them made it to.
But he came in as a sub for the PL game now.
Yeah.
So again, I don't see that as a problem.
I think he's rested enough. I think he needs.
Yeah, so he came in as for the PL. So I don't see anything unreasonable about playing games, starting 2 games and then coming off the bench for 3 games in a week.
Okay. Anyway, that's fine.
So we're expecting it to start basically.
I think it will start, and because you've lost Cucurella, right? You've lost Cucurella. You've lost Fofana. By the way, that Fofana had a very high rising talent when he started. I think you need to cancel him. I think he's going the wrong way. His career is going like this. I used to like him when he came up, but he's very disrespectful. Number one. Then number 2, he thinks that he can just bully players that are even more senior than him. Like, go and watch all the games he played against Arsenal, which is fun. I actually think it's a blessing for him, because if he's playing that Arsenal game, I get a red card. Go and watch the last game. The guy basically
I agree. The problem with him is that the biggest problem with Fofana is he wants to play on the front foot, like he wants to jump into tackles before you get there, but he has a lack of concentration, which means that you don't see the danger until it's too late. So by the time you get there to try and step in front of the player has gotten there. So now you're committing a foul because you step on them or you get to the ball too late. And that's my biggest issue with him. That's my biggest issue with him. So if you want to be a front foot defender that steps in, like Hodler on the Madrid guy, that steps in like that early, you have to be turned on, switched on all the time to be able to. It only works when you see the danger before everybody else. So you can step in there, get it before. But if you are the one that your brain you be daydreaming about, what you're going to do after the club you're going to go to. If the type of person that's what you're dreaming about, and then by the time you look and you now see the ball coming and the attacker has seen it, they'll put that body in front of you. You commit foul, and that's how you always get red card. Which, if you ask me, from the last game, the biggest issue I had was I did not understand why the coach did not take him out after that yellow card, because that's not the kind of person you trust not to get a second yellow.
Yep.
Especially because you had a full bench of defenders that you could have brought on, and given the team that we were playing, a Sa would have been perfectly fine in that game, because they were not even pressuring us at that point. You could have brought in a Sa, could have brought him an Archibong. At the end of the day, they cannot be worse than playing a man down. So again, I don't understand why the coach trusts a player like that it makes rash tackles to finish a game on a yellow.
Let me ask you a question.
Well, let's go around and take predictions now.
Let's assume Reece James is fit. Would you start Reece James as one of the back 4, or would you put Reece James in the midfield with Caicedo?
No, I start him as one of the back 4, because that midfield. So, I want Caicedo and Santos to play it.
Okay.
Caicedo,
Santos.
Santos,
Not Enzo?
Caicedo,
Enzo up
Santos.
front.
So
Yes.
Not Enzo?
No, Enzo
No,
will
no, no,
be-
not in the holding. Like
Uh,
how I've been playing recently is that we play Palmer off the right, we play
Yeah.
one winger, and then we put Fernandez as the 10. So
Yes.
Fernandez and Palmer kind of interchange.
So
I'm
Caicedo and
okay.
Santos behind.
Yeah,
So
I'm okay
Pedro
with that. But
Neto, Pedro Neto on the
that's
other
that
side.
Caicedo and
Ruiz.
Santos. It creates such a good base that we're going to need
Yeah.
against a team like Arsenal.
It's going to be interesting. For me, the defense is Ruiz, Shaloba, Sa, and Gusto on the left.
Yeah.
I think it's Akipong before Sa.
Nah. It's
I
possible,
don't know.
but
Archiponga,
For whatever
Archiponga has not
Ronaldinho
played.
doesn't
He hasn't had a
trust
good. He
football.
hasn't had a good couple of games he has played. Remember again the second game, the second goal that we conceded against Leeds. He was at fault for it. And even before that, he made a couple mistakes that didn't get punished. So I'm a huge Achipong fan, but in the last couple of games that he has had a chance, he hasn't covered himself in glory at all. So I'm not sure. And keep in mind that the reason why we keep saying Sa is that Sa was at Strasbourg, so Rosinho knows him very well, so knows what he's capable of. So there's that trust already.
That's why Santos plays
We're
also.
going to
Because
go ahead
Santos
and
was at Strasbourg.
Ayo, is
we're
Havertz
going to get into game week.
fit to play this game?
What's that?
Havertz, is it fit to play this game?
We'll come back to that. Let's get to the Arsenal game. When we're going through predictions, we'll talk a little bit more. But I want to jump into predictions so we can wrap up and then we'll take predictions and close out on the Arsenal Chelsea game. This weekend starts off on Friday, so it's Wolves against Villa.
Almighty Wolves.
I don't want at the moment. I think it'll be tough, but I'll start with you, Biodo. Give me your thoughts on this game.
Aston Villa will win this game.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Villa wins. Charles, Bournemouth, Sunderland. First game on Saturday.
Sunderland have been slacking recently. They've been slacking recently, so I still think they have it in them to step up, but I also don't think they have it in them to win. So I'm giving this a draw.
Okay. Taiwo, you've seen how it goes. Burnley, Brentford.
I think Brentford will
I
come
thought
also.
Burnley were the worst team in the league. I said that on the recording last week, and they actually surprised me by
Yeah,
drawing against.
they've had a resurgence, but Brentford, even though away from home they can be a bit dodgy, but I still think they have enough to beat them.
Okay, so Brentford win.
Yeah.
Liverpool, West Ham. Biero.
Liverpool.
Liverpool win. You sure?
Yeah, why not? It's West Ham. They're going down. I already told you.
West Ham is tricky. West Ham is tricky. So I think Liverpool will win, but I think it's not going to be as easy as you think. West Ham is a.
They don't have results. They don't have results when they're away. Go check.
That's true. That's the problem.
Very bad when they're away. So they've been fighting when they play, man. Even the games that they should have won. Come on, this is the same West Ham that led you in Stamford Bridge 2 goals that ended up losing it 3-2. What are you talking about? This is West Ham. Their away form is really terrible.
I purposely asked that because I know you and I have an ongoing debate about
I already told you they're going down. So
and I told you I'll come back in March. So
March is here. So I'm waiting for you. You should have considered. You haven't considered.
Yeah.
See, it says March 1. Can you see it?
You see? Ayo, is that the day you're going to concede?
No.
Okay.
I didn't give you a date. I didn't tell a start or end of March. I thought I would come back in March. Charles, Newcastle, Everton. And this is still February.
Yeah, okay, it is. Newcastle, Everton. Everton disappointed in the last game because they really could have sealed a draw in that game.
Nah, they got greedy. They started feeling themselves too much.
Yeah. Hopefully, and Newcastle is flying high right now, at least in the Champions League. So, I don't want to predict another draw, but I'm giving the Newcastle win.
But fatigue is a thing, though.
I know. I'm thinking about all the.
I don't know about fatigue though. I think Newcastle rotated for their game because they pretty much already won the tie in the first leg. So they rotated their squad. They started Osula up front. They played Ramsdale in goal. They had a Sanchez guy, I think, at left back. Lewis Hall came in like second half. So they rotated, they rested their team in midweek.
So you're saying their squad will
That's
come
fine.
out to play. And that
I
first
think
team is on point right now. Everton, it's hard to give them a point here. So I'll call it the Newcastle win.
okay.
Yeah.
You might be surprised, but all right. Taiwo,
Leeds.
Leeds,
Nah,
City.
City all day now. I don't think it's even going to be a close game. I think
Really? The way Leeds have been playing?
But City smells blood in the water. You know, once they get into that mode, the sharks, that it becomes a different city. So you can when you start seeing Haaland running half the field to go and stop an attack, you know that they're plugged in.
Okay. City win, Queen and Quay. All right. Biano,
Final match.
Brighton, Nottingham Forest.
Brighton.
This one is not. It's not that clear. Nottingham Forest is
Brighton
at
is
least
winning.
they're showing signs of life now.
Yeah, those teams fighting relegation, you gotta give them something.
Nottingham, they're showing signs of life now.
Nottingham is getting relegated this season.
Wolves and Burnley is confirmed.
It's either West Ham or Nottingham.
Or Nottingham. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
confirmed.
You know that.
Nottingham.
You know that.
Guys, wait.
It's Nottingham Forest that's getting down this season.
Okay, so you pick Nottingham Forest and say West Ham will survive. Okay.
I told you already that. I told you Nuno finds a way.
You know the funny thing.
Yeah, it
If the
depends
two
on
of
the
them,
scores that
if the
shows
two of
up.
them lose this weekend, the table stays the same.
Yeah. But it's only a 2-point gap at the moment.
And with Brighton, you don't know which Brighton is going to show up. That's the
Yup.
thing. Brighton is
Brighton
the most they're the most Jekyll and Hyde team that's probably in the
I
league.
agree.
Like, I don't
Unpredictable
understand it.
this season.
But quick question. If Forest win this game and West Ham lose to Liverpool, do Forest go above them?
No, Forest are already above by 2 points.
By
Oh,
2
Forest
points.
already
So
above.
if West Ham wins, West Ham gains 3 points. If Nottingham lose, they stay. Then West Ham go.
West Ham is not winning, so that means
Yeah, so if Nottingham win, they open up a 5-point gap.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Fulham, Tottenham.
London Derby. Who's this
Now
one
you
for?
shall.
Yeah, I'll take it. This Spurs, man. Spurs just look like they don't know what they're doing. They know what they want, but they can't get to it.
European champions.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I mean, they're in the Champions League.
They have a new manager now. Igor Tudor is in charge now.
Yeah, new coach bounce didn't happen against Arsenal because it's Arsenal, so I'll give that a pass. I think new coach bounce may kick in here and they will win this game against Fulham.
But you saw what that guy said. You already started cussing out the players.
As it should.
So let me take a brief stop here. Did you guys notice anything different in Igor Tudor's Arsenal, Tottenham versus Thomas Frank?
Thomas Frank?
Yeah, they had a week.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice anything different from Spurs in that game? Or was it was Arsenal, so it's too early to tell?
Yeah, it was Arsenal. It was a derby, so they came out. That may not
it was too early to tell. And I think they were trying to
because they're facing Arsenal.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
They're playing very defensive.
Even though this is a London derby too, but it's not a close rival, and it's not technically it's not really a big team, quote unquote, with all due respect to Fulham and their fans. But yeah, I think we will see what they're made of in this game.
Okay, so you said Tottenham win?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Taiwo. Last game.
Manchester United.
Win one. Manchester United.
I think United will narrowly win this one. Crystal Palace is usually causes them issues, but I think United will win this one.
Wow, another win for United, and that means Chelsea stay fifth.
For now.
Okay.
For now,
Then we
the thing about it is this: Crystal Palace, we know they have a lot of internal issues going on with the manager, with the sale of so many players, all that stuff. They won their last game, even though I predicted they were going to lose that game.
Yeah, surprisingly, they've been focused.
This game, there may be a resurgence happening.
Okay, I'll take predictions for the game. I'll give you guys my thoughts on the game real quick. For Arsenal Chelsea, I think the good thing for us going into this game is for probably the first time this season, most of the squad is fit. The only person who is out is Mikel Merino. Bjorn, you asked whether Havertz was going to be available for this game. Yes, Havertz will be available for this game. I don't know if he will start. I hope he doesn't start because I think Ateta rushed him back to early the last game. Kai is just Kai brings so many aspects to the game that I think Ateta just rushed him back and he felt he needed him. And we saw the result, right? The attack started clicking, but I think it was rushed back. I didn't expect him back for another 2 weeks from when he started playing. So I hope he doesn't start. I hope he just comes on for about 30 minutes. Everyone else is fit.
See, if
Defense.
if he's fit, I'd rather throw him, let him win the 3 points, and go back to injury.
But then you lose him for the rest of the season. What's the point? The attack stops clicking again.
I know, but you need 3 points against Chelsea. You need to keep winning until something happens to City. That's my own strategy. Like that's the way I think about this.
Okay.
Don't worry about the rest.
About the
Keep
future.
winning until Chelsea break until City.
Tyro, who is
Get
Bjorn
an
sounding like? This is an argument Taiwo and I have on our group chat, Chelsea group chat, every single time during Maresca's period. I always say, nothing is as important as the game you're playing right now, especially in the league. Whether it's Liverpool you're facing or it's Nottingham Forest, it's all 3 points. So put your best foot forward and win this game. Worry about the next game later.
No, but I don't subscribe to that because I say if you don't pick your teams thinking about the next 2 to 3 games, those teams are going to be picked for you with injuries. So
Fine,
again,
we'll cross
if
that
no
bridge
no
when
but
we
no
get
no
there.
but if you're playing a Burnley or you're playing a Wolves, right? Again, you should trust your squad that you can afford to rest if your players are getting burnt out now with sports scientists and all that they know players are in the red zone that are prone to injury, right? Should you be risking a player like as important to you as Declan Rice or Zubimendi against Wolves, knowing that those guys might risk injury when you have a City coming up in 3 days after that? You should be able to
But
The
trust them.
thing is,
I think it's naive to say, oh, just play the Rice and Zubeme, and let's just hope that they don't get injured. So if those two now get
okay,
injured and you gotta meet City and they turn you over, what excuse will you now give?
but here's the thing. The way I say, I'm not saying don't rest players. The point is, don't do an overhaul of 5 players because you're facing Burnley, because you're facing Wolves. Bring your best foot forward. Maybe make 1 or 2 tweaks to rest the ones in the red zone, like you said. But when you take out 5 players, and because you're playing Fulham, because you're playing Burnley, and you think you're going to win,
I
then you
think
lose that game.
your
Then you
gripe
have to go face
of
City next, and you bring a bet, and you still lose that game. Then what's going on? The point is, the game you're playing right now is 3 points. The City game is 3 points. Win this one now, then think about the next one.
But
Which is what
the,
the point.
Chelsea's gripe Chelsea's gripe has to
Havertz.
do with the Burnley game you guys played before us, right? I think that's where you're upset from because Rosinho made like 5 or 6 changes,
No,
trying to
my
adjust the squad
upset
for
has
that
been
one.
even since Maresca's time because it
Mm.
came out eventually when Maresca was fired. That
can
technically
I?
his squads were being picked for him indirectly, and that's where I draw the line. Like, let the manager be the manager. I recommend. Tell me this guy may not be able to play. No, but if you're enforcing it on me, then you stop me from being the manager. And that's where I stopped faulting Maresca for whatever happened in the senior.
Yeah.
That's why I stopped. At the end of
Okay.
the day, always come with your best team. I understand. See, injury is part of the sport. Players are meant to get injured. Now, I'm not saying overuse them, but
but it's
you're
not
doing
random now.
it.
It's not
Don't do
random.
5, 6 changes because you're facing Burnley. You can
But
lose to Burnley
no,
and play
yeah,
your
you
best
you
and still
you
lose.
can you can, but observe that. So for us now, right? So look at Chelsea's our schedule for
Yeah.
March, right?
Mhm.
Those kind of games, like you're going to have to be playing your best team almost every game because you're playing Arsenal, we're playing I think Liverpool, we're playing United,
You're
so
playing
you're playing
Villa.
all Villa, you're playing all these
The
teams,
best
right?
is
So if you got let's say like a Burnley in the middle of that, you have to make wholesale changes because again you cannot risk playing all your best team against let's say Wolves or Burnley, and then you go and carry bare bones or tired players you go and play Aston Villa or any of them. So what my point is that is because when depending on your schedule and every team has had a period of time where like for 3 or 4 weeks they had very tricky games, whether that's Champions League, whether that's the league. You have that period of time where you have to change 5 players because you've used your best team for so much time that you have no choice. Your 5 players, there are going to be at least 5 players that are in red zone. So you have to make that wholesale change. It's not up to you. So it's not. I understand like, oh, you want to make only 2 changes, but understand that you can't only make the 2 changes because all of those players have played. Yes, there's some players that Caicedo, Rice that have engines that can just play every single game that you might keep. But the thing is that like especially and for us, we know certain players injury prone, right? You're not going to put a Rich James through that. You're not going to if Lavia was playing, you're not going to put Lavia through that. You're not going to
I
go and
agree.
put a
Those are
Fofana through that.
exceptions.
So already that's 3 players that are forced changes. So now even if you change 2, people like you will be shouting and say, oh, they changed 5 people, but really they only changed 2 people. 3 were forced because
We
you
already
cannot
know we're
play.
not going to
Yeah,
agree on this, though.
yeah,
But
but you can't because you can't
All
not
right.
change those 3 people.
We're gonna take predictions and then we'll wrap up. Bjorn, what's your prediction for this game?
Can you come back? I'm not interested in making. I don't care at this point.
All
yeah,
right,
then
Charles,
what's going on?
give me your prediction for this game.
Who?
Arsenal, Chelsea.
Who? Me?
Yes, you, Charles. You are Charles, right?
I mean, I thought we're still on Biojo. Oh, yeah, come back to me.
Charles. Charles.
Come back to me also. I'm just joking. I'm sticking with my draw. I mentioned the draw earlier.
1-1, 2-2, 0-0, 3-3, 5-5.
Let me go easy. 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah.
Okay. Taiwo.
Draw, I think 2-2.
That was my initial thoughts, but I'll still
Yeah.
go on.
I think 2-2. I think somebody's going to score early, somebody's going to equalize, and then there'll be a goal and another goal.
I'm gonna say what I said before the Tottenham game, which was we just have to win. Right? You drop points, you were silly against Wolves. Now go show me what you have. I'm gonna go with the 3-1 win for Arsenal. We just have to win. That's it. If we're serious about what we're doing this season, whatever it takes, you gotta beat us.
If you don't win, is the league over?
Why are you putting him on the spot?
I have to, because you already mentioned it that you gave up after Wolves draw. So I'm never going to ask you. So I'm asking you.
Me, I don't give up. I don't use the same skill of foresight that Biodun has. Whether we win, draw, or lose, I still praying on the mountain. So
Again, realize that my judgment was based on their mentality. I judged them based on their mentality that they showed.
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
And
So
you
you're
cannot
saying
win
the
the
league is
league
still on.
when you have such mentality.
I think it's still on. I think for me, I think it's going to come down to that game at the Etihad.
Okay.
Yeah, if you cannot show that spirit, that killer instinct when you couldn't show that when you went to Wolves. I question how you're going to do that when you go to Etihad. It's going to be too much.
Wherever we are when that game comes around, April 18th at the Etihad, I'll give you my.
You're playing City in 3 weeks, so we'll see. At Wembley.
That's Carabao Cup final. Anyway,
yeah,
we'll come back. We're back to you now, Jordan.
No, I stand with you as well, right? If they, I mean, they said Arteta had a meeting with them and told them that if you cannot handle the EPL pressure, you need to find another club, right? You know the funny thing that you guys didn't even talk about.
What's that?
Chelsea is just one hurdle. You have another serious game on Wednesday, so survive Chelsea, go survive Brighton, then probably have some breathing space for the rest of
I'm not worried about Aston Villa about Brighton for you guys though.
No, that's the thing that you don't understand. So that's exactly the way
it's all 3 points.
See, it's all 3 points.
That's what I've been saying.
Opposition is opposition. And I've always said these things on this call. You have the 3 Bs in this league that I hate playing against. And I've said it many times. It's Brighton, Brentford, and Bournemouth. Why do I hate playing?
Brentford and Bournemouth, yeah.
Those 3 teams, those 3 B teams, right? They don't play. They are not interested in all these low block. They will play. They don't care whether they lose. They want to just play and develop their team. So Brighton is a very good team, but yeah, this season has been terrible for them, right? We've been there in the first leg. They almost came back. Thank God for that save from Raya. Now you're going to Brighton. They will play. Those are good tests for you. I like when we play against those teams. They really test us. We've had good results against them. So Chelsea's game is as important as Brighton on Wednesday. So now back to your conversation around key players. You're going to have to play to win and play safe to not get injuries because there's a game midweek against Brighton that you also need that 3 point. By the time you can do that back to back, it's going to help you get back to that confidence winning. City is playing who? Leeds United. Let's hope for a miracle.
Yeah.
It's Haaland Road.
And then Nottingham Forest in the midweek.
The problem is when these teams play Arsenal, they play well. When it's City, they don't put up much fight, right? So, but let's hope for a miracle at Elland Road because they've been good at home, actually. Leeds have been good at home. So let's hope for a miracle there because I am concerned for Arsenal with this Chelsea and Brighton game back to back.
All right. And that's it. Thank you guys. Taiwo, I hope you enjoyed your time here and you won't run away.
I did.
See you back again in the future.
Yeah, it's glad having you, Taiwo. Thank you, man.
Thanks for coming. We appreciate it.
Of course.
Good times as always. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeah.
All right.